Welcome back for episode 31 of the RADelaide Summit podcast. This week's episode, we cover special guest Mr. Clarke Rubber on deck to help us spot some top picks in the Super Series teams. The elite men and women's road race was run and won in the Gong. Boom. The Super Series is upon us. Come along for the ride.
Ruby opens up. Heyman is back. It's time to do the business.
Hey, if you're new to the podcast and haven't listened before, each week we scale the Strava leaderboards, watching you do your efforts up Norton Summit and discuss them here on the podcast, whether you like it or not. There's a chance we might shame you, but we promise not to name you personally. And the odds are high that we will probably shame ourselves because we are not as fast as you. I'm certainly not at the moment. Look, at the end of the day, our goal is to encourage and celebrate everyone going up Adelaide's best hill climb, Norton Summit, and reaching their own goals. So with that, let me introduce ourselves. I am your host and summiteer, Josh.
Hello, Josh.
I have with me here Alex.
Hello.
And we have a special guest with us today, Mr. Clarke Rubber.
Lads, how we doing?
Good, man.
Welcome
Thanks for
to
coming
the
on.
podcast.
Thanks for having me, boys.
All right, welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, Mr. Clarke Rubber. How good is this, Josh? We've got like week after week, celebrity after celebrity.
It's the best.
Celebrity.
Anyways, let's get straight into it, shall we? What's been happening on or around the summit this week? Mr. Clarke Rubber, why don't you kick us off? What's been happening on the bike? How's the form 1 week out from Super Series?
Obviously, the form is epic, as it always is.
Throwing the confidence out.
Psych out.
Straight into it. No, I had a couple of night shift ones.
No one likes
with
night
work.
shift.
No. Oh, the money's great. But
Yeah, money's good.
It puts the fitness on the back burner pretty hard.
Like
So I just,
instantly.
So I ditched the structure for the week.
So when you say structure, I'm assuming Trainer Road.
yeah.
Best,
The greatest
training
cycling
platform.
training platform ever.
No, I'm a Zwifty boy.
Yeah.
I don't want a blue block telling me what to do.
I love the blue blocks.
I just,
Wants to ride some random fake roads.
I want to pretend I'm going uphill fast.
That's okay.
So I just kind of got away from the structure a little bit, went outdoors, rode with a few buddies and whatnot, and just enjoyed the bike, through some corners, and
Bit of a reco week, pre-1 week out of Super Series. I like it.
no, I went a bit
Coming in
silly.
fresh.
Tried to do a Zwift race, got popped on the climb as per usual, and just drowned my sorrows chasing those little watt per kgs on the other side there. Just
God,
looking at them
brutal,
going,
isn't
I'm
it?
not catching these.
Can't
guys.
you get in the software and do a little bit of cheating on the weight?
I could, but I'm not a dick. You just look at them like,
You hear that, cheaters of Zwift?
I'm looking at them like cheater. Cheater.
You're cheating because I can't catch you.
Exactly that.
The chase in Zwift is quite hard, isn't it? Like, it's
brutal.
not like a real crit race where
Not
you're
at
like,
all.
I've got a little bit of hope here and I can make some back. Like, there's a 10-second gap.
Yeah.
It's a proper...
I did 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You look at it, you're like, no.
There's no getting back sometimes. So.
No, not at all.
That's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
Then not Wednesday, Thursday, I mourned the Queen by going out for a little 100K out to
In her honour.
Lobian
Yeah.
in her honour.
There's a few mornings going on.
Yeah. Gave myself a little beating up Norton and came up with a shit time. And
That was so fast.
In honour of the Queen.
In honour of the
Queen, you know.
bury myself.
Hang
and
on,
got
Mitch.
nowhere.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have wanted you to go that deep. Like,
No.
just be mindful.
Yeah, and managed to get wet a little bit after there being no rain forecast. So it got shitty. I had to clean my bike. And then little Zwift sesh Saturday morning, and then dad duties for the rest of the weekend.
Good man. Good solid dad duties.
So you're a father of one?
Yeah.
And you have to get up at like stupid o'clock just to get out on the road sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, it just fits in better with family life.
Yeah.
Like, if I get up at 4 a.m, I do an hour or an hour and a half before work.
If I get up at 4.
Yeah.
4 in the morning.
That's right. And then when I come home, it's I
Game
can
on.
just worry about the family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keeps
that's
wife on good terms.
Yeah.
Keeps kiddo happy.
I think I need to take a leaf out of your book because that's the only time I'd be able to get out as well. I know your pain.
Yeah.
So,
Through winter, it's a tall ask.
Yeah.
Any morning, get up and just stumble out
I
to the
don't know
train.
how you do it. Yeah.
Oh, kudos to you. Josh, what's been happening?
Not much, but I've written here.
I don't even think you should read it out.
All right. No. again, I've hinted before, and this week I almost just put it up there myself. I think the BMC seriously needs to go. It's just sitting there. I haven't touched the bike in, I think it's 5 or 6 weeks now. I'm not even interested in riding it. Like that's just where it's sitting. So
You don't have to do Zwift. You don't have to get dropped on the computer game. You can go outside.
yeah, I'm not even interested in doing that.
Is it
Like
at least hung up on the wall so it looks nice?
leaning against the wall.
leaning.
It doesn't have clothes hanging over it. Like, that's a one win. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I should do. So, but if I sell it, it's not the end of the road.
It's a new bike day.
It means new bike day.
Yeah.
So, but what that new bike is, I'm not too sure. But hey, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I feel a bit of guilt because it's not even like a year old.
I know.
and
You should feel guilty.
It's done less than like 2,000 Ks, so it's fresh. Like it's still got original
Is this
chain.
a sales pitch?
Original chain, fully charged battery, OG
50 mil
charged
custom
once.
rims.
No. But if you're interested, hit me up. Yeah, I don't know. Enough
the
about
bike,
me.
not
I've
just
done
Josh.
nothing. So
Straight swap for the old Focus. or-
Yeah, straight back for the green
that
machine.
would
How
spark
about it?
No, the green machine is going hard.
Yeah, no, that deserves to be raced and ridden properly. The BMC, on the other hand, 5K, yours, or you can take. Alex, what about you? What have you been up to?
So I made this silly comment to my trainer at the gym that another teammate had deadlifted more than me, a lot more than me, and he just slapped it all on the bar and he's like, "Here we go."
Injury coming
Yeah,
up for
I was
you.
like, "Let's never do that again."
Did you do it?
I did it, but yeah, I felt
one
it
rep, that's
definitely
all right.
for sure.
Yeah. So what do your? I was thinking this on the way here to
I wouldn't
podcast
do this.
tonight.
No.
What do your gym sessions look like at the moment? Like,
Leading into the Super Series or overall all the time?
just like how have they evolved over time? Like, because you've done them for a while now.
Not
so.
as clumsy, one-legged squats. I can actually do that, not fall over.
Yeah.
with weight.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Much better core.
Yep. Epic.
Looks cool too.
Looks cool.
Looks
too.
real cool.
Looks like Sagan.
Yeah.
He does that stuff.
Oh, can you do the splits with the whole?
No, I definitely can't do the splits. No, definitely not. So yeah, lots of core, lots of what do they call it? Supersets, back squats, deadlifts, jumping squats with weights, like
Yep.
triple 3 times round.
Wow.
Sounds like CrossFit, bud.
Yeah.
Treading a fine line there.
Well, it's either that or be Eddie Hall. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, but it's been massive help for my cycling.
Yeah,
I feel. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. Echelon Wednesday night.
Yeah. What was the session like then?
I wound the power down to 250 just to keep
just
the
a bit of
legs
a reco
somewhat
day.
fresh for Thursday.
Brag.
That equals like 4 point something watts per kilo.
Yeah, I
No.
Oh, you're one of those weight donors.
But then did the Victor Loop on Thursday.
Yeah. So you did the Queen's.
Celebrate / mourn the loss of our Queen. Yes,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Queen.
And how did you go?
The enthusiasm was there in the beginning.
I bet. Ready to go.
Come 170 kilometres, I did not like my bike.
So I got a message saying I'm in Seaford and I'm curled up in a ball on the floor.
I'm pretty sure I tried to put my bike in a recycling bin at a stop somewhere.
I did offer to come pick you up with the kids in the car, so I was prepared to come rescue you.
I was very thankful that the Colossal Wang got 2 punches in very quick succession and I had time to rest.
And did I see the Colossal Wang had an epic wheel explosion?
Dude, he hit a rocket like 70k an hour. We're coming down Selex.
Yeah.
And I was about 20 metres off the back of the wheel descending because they were going that fast. And I heard this whoosh, and it was just
Oh boy.
pulled it up. Yeah, massive gouge out of
Yeah.
the rim. Yeah.
And you still rode home.
Yeah, it held air. He got another tyre at Noarlunga and we just kept going. Yeah.
I'd be
And
so
then
scared.
people
'cause
started mentioning 300 kilometres. I was like, you
good old
fuckers."
Spartan.
I was like,
Pull
no.
the shit, go home.
Yeah. That was like, as you come to Glenelg on Brighton Road, your Anzac
gonna-
Highway, they were like
they were gonna
300
do it out of
straight and
harbour.
Anzac Highway's right, and I was already going up Anzac
Yeah.
Highway.
Guys.
And then I was going to have the day off on Friday, a message from the Wang for a Rico roll, so that ended up being
Silly mistake.
50k.
Threshold efforts.
Yeah. And then another 100 on Saturday with the team. So
Oh,
yeah, it ended
wow.
up being a pretty wild few days.
Yeah, that's a good build up.
Yeah, good build up. So
Yeah.
rest for now.
Epic.
You'll be flying next week, mate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't
Round
wait.
one. It's upon us.
It is upon us.
It's upon us.
It's so close.
While we're talking about round one, I mean round one of the Cervelo 2022 Super Series. And look, I think I've got the team list. They came out this week to all the team managers, and Alex, you've done us a fine one and then printed them out for us.
In colour.
In colour.
Yep.
HD
High
colour.
budget here, bud.
This is the 100 GSM paper as well, whatever you call it. I don't know.
I think, why don't we go through the elite men and women's just lineups for this week and have a quick chat about them.
Yep.
I know they're both stellar lineups for both lists. I mean, let's start with the elite women. I didn't even think this team was in there initially, but ARA Pro Racing Sunshine Coast. What are your thoughts?
Superstars.
All superstars.
All superstars.
Yeah, they're going to rip for
Yep.
sure.
Olympians.
And there's Cannondales in there.
Yes! Cannondales, bright yellow Cannondales. They're going to rip it up there.
Some big names there that you'll see on the TV.
Martin Wallace, Plouffe, ridiculous already, just with those two, let alone the rest of the team there. So huge. We've got Adelaide's women's racing team.
This is a new team?
New team there. I don't know how to pronounce the first person's surname. And Kudanov.
And Kudanov.
Yeah, she's strong.
Yep.
Very strong rider. Nicola McDonald, Summer Nordmeyer. I mean, the whole list is very strong there.
There's a bunch of these girls that have been quite fast up Norton Summit too.
Very fast. Yeah, totally. The Butterfields racing team back for another year.
Always a hit.
Yeah, always pretty solid.
Lemon, McSporin, Holly Chance, Meg Lemon. I already said Meg Lemon.
I don't know if Holly listens, but we saw her reverse into the gutter yesterday.
Ooh.
Bit of curb rash on the wheels.
And then we have Norwood. The girls hitting it up there. Some huge hitters in there with some pros and whatnot in that team. And then a team I didn't even knew existed anymore, but seems like they're still around. Team Inform TX Make. Huge. Carly Taylor, Amber Pate, Sandow, Holmes.
It's going to be awesome to watch.
It's going to be awesome. And I think there's some potential there for some really good sprint finishes.
Yeah, for sure.
From the Adelaide's women's racing team and ARA Pro and Inform Make.
When ARA get organised for a sprint, it's so good to watch.
I think it's
that last round
lights
last
out.
year at Vic Park with the really wild winds. That was game on.
Yeah. I think if you're looking there, the only other team that could probably hold on is Adelaide's women's racing team. Inform Make maybe would have to drop someone off on the back of an ARA train.
Unless you just send Amber Pate off the front solo and be like, see you
yeah,
guys.
But then I think you've got people from all teams that could chase that. So I think when it comes down to, you're going to have people going off the front in the women's and trying to just gap and hold on. Or if it's a sprint finish, my bet's there, ARA, every single race.
Well, me and Clarke Rubber got against you with the sports bet. And Amber, Amber, you've got to get off the
What's
front.
the bookies?
There we go, Katie.
I'll throw some tax out. Just off the front.
But what about this giant list of elite men?
I'm just getting excited looking at it.
We've got the Australian cycling team. We've got Rocket Racing cycling team. We've got Van Dam Racing. We've got Villawood, Cervelo Peddler, Nantambu.
New team to the series, yeah.
Sassy cycling team. That jersey always scares me. And the Onvia Racing team as well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, some new players in the Rocket Racing team this year. Colossal Wang taking a bit of a leave of absence from his OG team, hitting it up for a chance to race elite men with an actual team behind him this year. And the real Chamoy also in that team. So been training very consistently together. So
and I was riding with is that Cash Me Outside?
Cash Me Outside.
He's got a
How about
wild
that?
sprint.
He's got a sprint.
Yeah, real strong.
But then so does half the other.
But I haven't ridden with any of the others recently.
Every team's got a guy.
I mean, looking at Villawood here, they've got Luxton, super strong rider. Brendan Davids, super strong rider. Tim Rowe, Josh Eden, all very exciting riders from last year. But, you're looking down the list even further, you've got the Cervelo Peddler team.
Yeah.
Thomas Clarke can rip.
Tommy Clarke, Tommy Chapman, Matt Bird, and
Bailey.
ridiculous list up there. And then new team, Nantambo, Ivan Bennett. Races for Nero. Obviously, you can't race in Nero on his own. But Nantambo, wonder what kind of kit they're going to have.
Fast one.
Fast one. All skin suits.
Obviously.
Zoot suits, we
You'd
call
hope
it.
so. And then you've got the Sassy cycling team, a whole bunch of young guys there, energy to burn for days.
Yeah.
Zimmerman, Holmes,
Will Holmes.
Marriage. Ridiculous.
Bledland's real strong.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. I mean, and then obviously you got Van Dam Racing, Golding, Dowdle, Declan Key, Cal Thomas, and up and comer Patrick Shanahan as well. Like they're all going to have a baptism of fire coming into there. But they've all been racing NRS as well, so coming into some Super Series form. This is going to be an exciting elite bunch. I mean,
Hopefully, just not one team dominates like every other year.
well,
Good to see a bit of
notable
a
names
mix.
missing
There's no
from
Ineos.
here, given they're now no Ineos,
Making
no,
money now.
no Team DSM. Some big names missing from here that we've seen in previous years dominating the sprint. Kel O'Brien, notable mention,
Yeah.
not on the list. Sad. Come back, Kel.
Come back, Kel. He'll be here later. In
I don't know who's your tip. Who are you going to be watching in this elite series?
Can we go back to the women?
Just because there's less names? Or, yeah.
Oh, tough one. Because I don't know them by their real names. I know them by their podcast names.
Look, if anything, we've obviously got a very big bias towards the colossal Real Chamois. We'd love to see them do well, and I love seeing Real Chamois off the front of the East End race last year, trying to get the break there. That was an epic race to watch him. But I look at that Villawood team and
Quietly strong.
little son.
Names don't stand out so much, but
but a
kinda
lot of
dive in a bit.
experience.
Yeah.
Like a lot of experience. So that's where my money's at. Team Villawood.
Nice. I'm going with the newbies.
Nantambo.
Nantambu.
Nantambu.
Yep.
Bo. Boo. Excellent. Clarke Rubber. How about you? Anyone here you've
reckon
ridden with or
I'm
no?
going to go with a bit of a sleeper. I think Oliver might do quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a solid little mix there. Young guys with big legs.
Young guys, big legs.
Yeah.
Callum Pearce, Will Golding.
Yeah. Leo
Experience of
Simmons
Leo
quietly
Simmons.
stuck in there.
Yeah,
just,
not so
you know,
young.
I know.
Yeah, very strong team.
Good leader.
Just whether or not they can hold it and get their act together as a team. I reckon that'll be one thing that'll make the difference. I think for the elites is the teams
Establishing who they're working for early.
Yeah. Yep. And so that is my pick.
Or just keep everyone guessing.
Just keep sending people off the front. So, look, now Super Series, we're coming into better weather. You can actually get out on the bike and get your kit. Maybe your kit doesn't fit as snug, as loosely as it once did, or
maybe you've trimmed down and
you need new
to
kit.
look even better.
But Clarke Rubber, you've got an exciting little thing to announce here on the podcast for our listeners.
I do. We have my lovely team and state manager has offered a promo code for Black Chrome Cycling. If you go on their website and pick some kits you like, you can get a 10% off with the promo code F, small f, with the and sign, and then F10, small f, 10.
We'll post that on the Instagram for you to
Yeah.
use quickly. How long is it valid for?
It'd be valid to the end of Super Series.
Oh, look out.
I'm sure if you leave it a little bit late,
You might
flick me a
sneak in.
DM and we might be able to do something for you there.
How good is that?
Brilliant. But yeah, 10% off Black Chrome Racing kit. Local Australian business, office here in Adelaide, team in the Super Series, making a point of difference with their designs on their kits.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Yeah.
Quite cool kit. I think even Mr. Fiero Spritz has some black chrome.
I think
knicks
so.
that he
I've
likes
got a
wearing
feeling
as
they
well.
might have done the new rocket kit too, if I'm not mistaken. I've done
I
a
think
few.
they have,
They've done
There you
SA
go.
Fabricators.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Does have-
Transitions driveway.
Yeah.
Dominating.
Haven't seen Luca Electrical pop by, so you know
calm down.
Next season.
there'll be no more breakaways together.
Well, no, that's excellent. 10% off using that code on the Black Chrome Cycling web page for all you listeners.
Now, speaking of online things,
Tell me about
we
it.
posted on the Instagram, RADelaide Summit Instagram the other day, about the Queen's ride to Victor.
Yeah, anyone rock up?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Hey, tell me about it.
Little gentleman that I'm going to call Krakenfail.
Mr. Krakenfail.
Mr. Krakenfail. He saw our post. He rocked up at the bottom of the freeway at 7 o'clock in the morning and smashed out 220 Ks. Barely looked like he was working.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What kind of bike was Mr. Crackenfell on?
Cannondale.
Canada. Good man. Already winning.
Had Campag, I reckon, so had a bit of mechanical at the top of high march tiers. Couldn't get it in the big chain ring.
Oh, no.
But yeah, he has been in Adelaide for a little bit. PB of 14-13 up Norton Summit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old?
I'm going to say 10.
10.
No, he was much... no, he's probably much older
He's
than
actually
that.
43, but it's just really short.
Aged gracefully.
So kudos to you, buddy. That was awesome to see you out there. I was suffering like a dog.
Yeah. Now, something else that happened this weekend that I just totally forgot last.
Fairy floss. The Royal Show.
Royal Show. AFL Grand Final. Let's talk about that.
Oh,
No, I'm joking.
yeah.
Let's forget that monstrosity of a boring match. World
That
Cycling
didn't happen this
Championships in the Gong.
week. In the Gong.
Tell me about it.
I'll
I
tell you
missed
about
it.
it.
What happened?
All you had to
Who
do was
won?
watch the last K of the women's
Yes.
and watch them let the race right away
So,
from them.
so it was the last K.
Yep.
Who are we talking about in that bunch?
Van Vleuten,
Van Vleuten. Who
With
else
the
is in
sneak
there?
attack.
Borghini.
Borghini,
Yeah.
Pateki.
Yeah.
There was a couple of big hitters.
Voss.
Any Australians?
Yeah.
Voss.
No, there
There
wasn't.
was no Australians. No, they were out by this
Sarah
point.
Roy gave it a real
Yeah,
good
she
dig,
did.
mate.
She had a good crack. She started the whole shenanigans,
Yeah.
and then the fluffing about started. And I think Van Vleuten was a little bit off the back with a few others, and then that bunch came together
So they merged together,
with
and then
half a K to go.
and then what happened?
She
And just
just
a
fucking
quiet
went.
little Annemiek just sneaking off, and everyone kind of went,
You
there
can't.
she goes.
You can't just let her go
That's
in a world
exactly what they
championship.
did.
This is. I was looking at the TV thing. You can't let her go.
No.
But then I
They're
was
letting
also
her go.
thinking, if I'm the sprinter, I'm not pulling everyone back to her.
Well,
so
no.
everyone's looking around, aren't they?
But was she the only? She's Dutch, yeah.
Yeah.
So was
Yeah.
she the only
Netherlands.
Dutch person in that sprint
Voss in
going
there
in?
as
Because she
well?
was
Well, Voss
leading
might have
out
been
Voss, but
Yeah.
I think Voss got dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. So
Just.
then, so then it's just all individual teams. So yeah, you're
Eventually,
right.
yeah.
Why would you want to chase that down? So
Unless you think you can roll over the top.
yeah, but
you're
smart.
pulling-
But she's fast
But
as well.
at
She's not
300
slow.
meters to go, there's no time for fluffing about.
No. And I'm thinking, if that's me, I'm just chasing that. I don't care about anyone behind me, especially in those last few hundred meters,
Yeah.
because you're just hoping that you can catch the wheel and then jump around.
Yeah.
Like that's in my head how I play
So
that.
she won all 3 tours this year, or at least 2 of them, I think.
At least 2.
Yeah.
And then
all
wins the
3, I think.
Worlds with a broken elbow, fractured elbow.
Fractured, come on. It's not
Oh
broken.
my.
Chick stick scars. And socks that were way too high.
Oh, I mean, phenomenal athlete, and I think it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
It's crazy.
proud of the women. And then men's race happened today, not without a bit of controversy before the race even started.
How true
Well,
My man, MVD.
Your man. Yeah. We can't comment or speculate. We don't know the full details, but
100% he was doing something bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
enough to get
Cycling's a
arrested.
shit sport.
Free World Cup race, so a World Championship. So I mean, not the best preparation, but did start and then withdrew from the race.
yeah.
And then tell me more, because I was doing dad duties.
So I had
today.
the most productive day today.
Yep.
I was logged into GCN
Yep.
half an hour before start time
Perfect.
on the couch.
Good man.
And didn't move till they crossed the line.
Box of
Some
pizza
7
shapes.
hours later, yeah.
Only one box.
It was the extra big family.
The giant one.
So
No,
tell me about
like,
the race. What happened?
very early on the first climb, which was that, I think, 8.3 average percent,
Yep.
about 15 minutes, French went nuts.
They just lit it up.
blew the place apart.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's Al Philippe, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there was French guys everywhere. They just made the race hard as hell.
Awesome.
And then settled back down for a little while, I reckon. And then about 12 riders got away.
Okay, yeah. Platt,
then-
was that the Platt
No,
group?
no. So that was before the Platt. So then we had Platt, O'Connor, and 3 others that eventually made their way across to that. And they had
Yeah,
about
awesome.
6 minutes.
Yep.
And then they came back.
So the peloton.
The peloton-
So those guys had a good crack, didn't
Yeah,
they? Because
they
they
did.
held that
Real
for quite a
good
while
crack.
until like 5 laps to go.
Yep.
And then the bunch caught them.
Punch caught them, and then the Australians disappeared
Yep.
off from that bunch. And then Evenepoel had a dig.
Did his thing.
He lit it up, didn't he?
Yeah, he lit it up. Then they brought him back, and they
Yeah.
were like, okay, no worries. And then within the same lap, he did it again, and then never saw him again.
So he just, that first dig off the front
Yeah.
was obviously just a tester. He's just like, how's everyone feeling? Who's are they gonna let me go? Or are they gonna just
Don't know
who's
who I
gonna,
am.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
going to rid this.
And then so he's lit it up, and then what? Just TT'd the whole way home.
So he went with another bloke.
With how many Ks left?
The
About 10.
Kazakhstan? Yeah.
guy.
Is it Letensky? What it might be pronouncing that wrong, but
Yeah.
he went with him, and then as soon as they hit the climb, he was gone.
He was just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he came in with what, like a minute or two?
A minute and a bit more, yeah.
minute 20,
And it
yeah.
ended up being a
By the
full
ends.
bunch sprint for the second place.
Yeah, and Michael Matthews came
Yeah, it was
third.
beautiful. I
So
loved that.
good.
Yeah.
I think I said last week, bling. If he can be with the bunch over the top,
Yeah.
Sure.
he's in with the
I
shot.
know, I was
His
like,
sprint
this is
on
bored.
form.
Van Paul's won. And
Yeah.
then I look up, I'm like, oh, no way.
Mark
There's an
Matthews.
Aussie jersey. Where'd he come from?
Yeah, I know. Like, where has he been all day? And then all of a sudden he's there. So no,
Oh,
it was
man.
such a good race. To
Can you
watch.
just imagine,
So
though,
much happened.
get rid of Evenepoel off
Yeah.
the...
Yeah, that was
He
a
could've
wild
been in
bunch
serious
sprint.
contention.
Yeah.
And a sprinter hasn't won it for quite some time.
But even Sagan was
And
up there.
Sagan was
like,
quietly in there
sixth
too.
wheel.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
On Sagan, I wonder who he's going to race for next year, because Liquid Gas, I don't think, made the cut for World Tour teams. And they're going to get the cut. So
Maybe he'll be a gravel racer or a mountain biker. That's all.
privateer.
That's sort of the cool
So
kids are
it's
doing.
what
He is
they're all
doing the
doing
gravel
now.
world,
So
like,
he can. He did race mountain bike.
He's doing
and
the
stuff
gravel
beforehand,
World
so
Cup shortly.
Really?
The World Champs, yeah.
doesn't
That's,
surprise me.
that's where
So
they're all going. Nathan Haas went there too.
must be where the money's at. So
It's- Different vibes. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, good viewing was awesome
Yeah.
to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what else is happening on the cycling calendar? What's the next big thing that we're kind of looking forward to, or we're just looking forward to the
Just
break?
super serious.
Super Series.
Serious, isn't it? Well, the
Yeah.
pros are going to the track now, aren't they? Their season has finished almost.
I assume so.
Yep.
When's Commonwealth Games? No, we've just had that.
What?
Olympics.
World champs is
World champs.
Richo and
Must be. I don't know. Can't keep up.
Don't know.
Don't know. Super Series. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Let's go. Anyway, speaking of Norton PBs, Mr. Clarke Rubber, do you remember your Norton PB? I reckon it was last year sometime.
Oh, I'm gonna say it's a 16.
It is it's a low 16.
03.
Yeah,
that
it's
it?
a 1603.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Is that it?
awful.
16.
If I could just do it in a segment of 20 seconds, or less than 20 seconds, we'd
Do
probably
you
get
remember
somewhere.
the day though?
Wow.
Yeah,
You do?
Yeah.
Tell us. What
Yeah.
happened?
it
What
was.
happened? Take us through it.
It was actually. I think it was my first ride with the three guys I was going to ride Tour of Goulburn with.
Yeah.
And it was just on a whim. I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind riding with a team. And I get a message from one of my buddies, and he's like, yep, we're going to do it. Jump in. I'm like, all right, let's go for a ride together. He's like, we'll give it a bit of stick up, Norton. And 20 seconds, I reckon I went, I'll see you at the top, boys.
And still got a PB.
Yeah, and still got a PB, got to the top. And he turned around and goes, yep, keep going, keep going. I'm like, I'm not dragged. I'm not sitting on your wheels. Fuck off out of the way. And I just kept going. And
Because you're a demon on the flat. Like, you can ride the flat courses very well.
Yeah, I think he's playing it down. He's got way more in the Norton PB.
Yeah, I reckon.
Won't admit
Probably.
to being the demon on the flats. Come
I
next
could sit
week.
at home and pick the perfect wind and everything else, but I'm usually limited to 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. And
I can't function.
Yeah.
There'd be no PBs if he went 4 a.m.
No, that's when the PBs are striking hot. Those times in the morning. No, I think you've got a lot more left in that Norton PB.
I just don't go out and attack it
Yeah.
anymore. I kind of
Yeah.
go, oh, I've got a crit tomorrow. I might not try
Might
and
not
kill myself
kill the
before it.
legs.
And
But what if it actually helped? You know, just what if? I'm just going
it
to put
might,
it
it
out
might,
there. So,
it might help.
I remember doing that. Actually, it reminds me. Remember we used to have Whitmore Square? Did you ever do that race?
No, that's before my time.
So
was still
I
a
had the
young
KOM
racer.
for McIntyre Road for like 6 years. And I got it the night before the Whitmore Square race, and I was like, "Oh, the wind is so good!" Oh, I've been trying for it for months, and then I was like, "I've got a race tomorrow," and I was like, "Oh, whatever." Like,
It's only a 5-minute effort. Yeah.
oh no, that's awesome.
Brilliant. Well, let's jump right into it. The main reason why we exist. Let's see who's been spinning up the summit this week and check out the times for the folks who have been giving us a show. It might be the fast guys, might be the slower ones. It's everyone in between. But like we said, we dive into your rides and data a little bit more, and we see who and what has caught Mr. Alex's eyes.
Yep, I'm in charge of the spreadsheet. Watch out.
On the leaderboards with some handpicks as well for some further fun and analysis. So, Mr. Clarke Rubber, why don't you take us off with the top man and woman's times for this week?
All right, top man we've got here is Mr. Consistent with a smack on 450 watts.
So
Wow.
good. Like-
1234.
So 1234 is Mr. Consistent's PB, but he actually rolled through with a 1340. 13:46, I reckon.
Yeah.
Lift your game. Come on.
I think 13:46 sits in
He's
his
like-
time
he's
where
like-
someone
he's
just doesn't call him and go, hey, is everything okay?
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. That's why he's Mr. Consistent.
Yep.
But I've never seen a time like much slower than that.
Yeah, no, something has to be wrong.
Like just robotic every time. Can I have your legs, Mr. Consistent, please?
Well, it'd be good to give the Colossal Wang 450 watts up the summit and see what happened.
That'd be phenomenal.
Phil Guyman type time.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
yeah,
yeah.
low
Almost
11s.
Yeah.
Low 11s, yeah. Top woman for this week.
Top woman will be Microscopic Noodle Bag
Oh, she's back.
Wow.
She's riding well. She's not going to admit it, but
with a 16:15 on a 124 kilometer ride,
124 Ks.
238 watts and 172 beats per minute.
Do you know what I think that is? I think that's a form-finding climb to try and find some form prior to Super Series and riding with the NCC team in the elite women's.
So I spoke to her. Remember, she was on Fastest Woman a couple of weeks ago. She
Yeah.
did 14, high 14. And she's like, oh, I wasn't actually going out to do that.
Yeah,
Didn't have my
yeah.
race wheels on. I didn't have this. I was like, oh, yeah, we'll just roll out of 14
Joke.
something.
Just crushes you, doesn't it?
Yes.
And looking at those watts as well,
Oh,
238.
yeah.
Oh,
She's
God,
a little
238,
human.
I'd be having a great time doing that.
you would.
Oh, what about the men this week from the 21-minute bunch, Mr. Clarke Rubber?
All right. We got from the 21-minute bunch. Let's have a look. We have a Bike Tyson.
I wish
Sorry,
Frankie was
hang on,
here.
let
for
me-
this.
Let me do that again. It's Bike Tyson. With a,
Stop chewing Josh's ear.
I'm sorry, Mr. Halfmoon.
So Bike Tyson, new to the podcast, and he has rolled out
21 minutes and 2 seconds on a 80 kilometre ride.
It's a nice, solid ride.
just cruising though, 157. So
231 watts as well. Bike Tyson, lightweight.
Love it. Next one down we have is Slow to Stream. That's a
Return.
good- I
Yeah,
like
he's
that one. That's a good
returned.
one.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. And he has done a 21:03 and an 18 kilometre
Just
ride.
targeting the summit.
yeah, I think
ups
so.
and downsies.
So he was. I think he came on last week. No data or heart rate yet, so I think maybe new to the bike.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Probably just enjoying the bike.
Yeah, it's a
know,
moment when
not-
numbers
not
don't
staring
matter.
at-
Yeah,
Remember those days?
yeah, when it was
Yeah.
just cool, just get out.
Just adventuring.
Oh, every now and then I just turn the screen off and just do
Yeah.
my thing. Even put the GPS in my pocket.
Yeah.
And just,
So much better, isn't
hey,
it?
there's a really nice...
Oh, look,
Yeah.
there's trees and stuff.
I've never known that site before.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have Con the Fruiterer.
Oh, come on.
Now I don't know
Possibly
if this
riding
is,
together here.
maybe I don't know if this is Con the Fruiterer's first time up Norton,
I reckon, or maybe.
but
'cause-
it's either a PB or a first ascent.
yeah, well done, Con.
Woo woo.
And he did a
21:03
nice one,
21:03.
Con.
on a 44 kilometre ride.
No data.
No data.
Yeah,
New to the bike. I'm just going to assume new to the bike.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of those masters guys that hides all his numbers and then
What? What are you saying?
Secret training.
yeah, you follow Alex. You don't get one rider a year.
If I've been seen by someone, I do.
Yeah.
Now everyone's got one of these friends.
Oh. You know, there's a restaurant chain named after. Have you seen this?
Not.
Karen's.
Karen.
It's Karen's Diner. Right?
really?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Does it exist in Adelaide?
Not yet.
No,
I
it's
think
coming.
it's a bit of a fad, maybe.
Ah, okay,
But
yeah.
The wife and I were on holidays with the kiddo, and we walked past. I'm like, geez, that guy serving her looks really grumpy. And then we went on their Instagram, and the whole experience is meant to be terrible.
So they've called it
So you
Karen's
roll
Diner.
Up. Yeah, you roll up. Like, can I get a table? And they just give you this blank look. What do you want? And then, like, there's your
Wow.
table over there. Chucks
that's the
menus on
experience you're paying for.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh wow, is it actually
No
expensive?
free ads.
Not sponsored.
So anyway, Karen
Karen did.
Piss
also
off, Karen.
yeah, did a 21:03.
No, I didn't.
And she wasn't happy about it. Or he, I should say.
Yeah.
You got me there. I thought it was a woman. For a
Ah,
minute.
men.
A 95k ride at 160 beats per minute. So a little bit over tempo for some, maybe.
That's my max heart
Yeah.
rate.
And And last
the
but not least.
last one on the list, we have Cole Saddle Slaw.
Wow.
Poor guy.
Are you sure Frankie wasn't in charge of this?
I was like,
Whoa.
Frankie's going to like this one.
Frankie just emails a bunch of names. Yeah, try this one.
No, she just looks around her room. She's like, curtain, dishwashing liquid.
Curtain rod.
Yeah, Rod.
And he's done a 21:06 on a 70-kilometre ride at 241 watts and 154 beats per minute.
Cruising.
Nice
just
cruisy
cruising.
ride. Yeah,
That's awesome. All right.
Alex, you want to take us through the women this week?
Yeah, so taking us from about the 16 through to the 19 minutes because
Big bracket.
there wasn't lots of
Yeah.
people in those numbers. But firstly, Aggressively Undercooked is
Hey,
back with a
is back.
16:52 and she's getting close because her PB is 16:03.
I want to see a PB.
Her PB is the same as Clarke Rubber's.
Oh, you guys should chop. You guys should chop
You
up
should
the summit
chop
with each
up.
other.
Oh, she'll probably drop me and I'll be like, see ya.
So she has 238 watts, 172 beats per minute. So she's working. The Weber Cute,
Oh,
1748.
not a family. Just
No,
a Weber
just
Cute.
a little one, the Weber Cute. So 169 beats per minute, but no watts. Also within 40-ish seconds of their PB.
Yeah, good.
It sounds like it's close, doesn't it?
It does, yeah,
When
I know.
you ride,
Yeah,
you're like,
no.
I'm 5 seconds off my
Yeah.
PB and I'm ready to quit.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
It's a
when it
long
says on
time.
your Wahoo behind like 21 seconds, you're like, send me out.
Yeah, or you've got it set like on your Garmin. You can have it set to the next guy on your list,
Yeah.
and you're like 2 seconds. Like, come on!
It's a long time.
Coming in third place, Wahooligan
Hey.
with an 18:06, part of a 57k day. Nothing too wild for her.
Also trying to find some form prior to Super Series Racing
168
Elites.
beats per minute. Now this one, I like this one. Tell me this isn't trying. 202 beats per minute
Max
for
out.
Too Tired at 18 minutes 33.
A whole minute from their PB though.
202 beats per minute.
Wow.
It's like I need my watts to equal my heart rate.
I've only seen that heart rate
Oh,
when I've
Frankie.
been either coming off illness
Yeah.
and I'm pushed myself, or in a sprint.
I haven't seen heart rate like that since I started cycling like
I've
2010.
done that a couple of times in crits.
Yeah.
You come over the line and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
seeing
Go a bit
stars.
black
You
and-
look
yeah.
around, you're like, whoa, don't fall over.
And lastly, Bushwhacker has rolled in a 1925, 221 watts, 156 beats per minute. So just cruising.
Just knows how to just sneak onto the spreadsheet
Yeah.
each week, Bushwhacker. So, but look, also I think just probably taking it easy. I would hope coming into the Super Series round 1 because they're racing for LA Women's Racing Team.
Yeah.
So,
Elite.
well done. And no hand picks this week.
No hand picks.
I'm off the hook.
My hand pick was the notable mention of Crack and Fail.
Oh, crack and fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, good. On that though, Mr. Clarke Rubber, do you want to take us through what's happening in the week of cycling in Adelaide this week?
Once I scroll down this list, I will certainly do that for you.
It's a little bit quiet this week.
A little bit, well, you know,
In the lead up
in
to
the lead up too.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting all jittery thinking about next weekend. Right, we have Oz Cycling SA Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the Superdome. And then we have NCC Thursday the 6th. They have listed on Entry Boss junior and women's crit training.
So if you haven't gone out and
yeah,
had a
good.
try, it gets the juniors and the women's out on the track. No burly, annoying men to get in the way to learn how to race.
Track to yourself with some NCC trainers. So good for those women in the back part of the list if you want to get out on the track and give it a whirl. Yeah.
So I say they've listed on Entry Boss because I assume that the track is going to be ready for that with the roadworks and shit going
I
on.
also think they use other parts of the track and do some general skill stuff as
Ah,
well.
okay,
so like
cool.
how to
Yeah.
turn and then pick a line and stuff like that as
Don't
well.
crash
So
into that dog.
Don't, yeah. Here's how you
Watch
jump
out
over
for Fullerton Road.
Here's how you flip the barrier.
That's it.
Don't chop someone else's wheel.
All that kind of stuff.
Hang on. There's a time and a place.
What's happening?
And then we have SCC Monday the 3rd October. We'll be back on the track at Edwardstown Velodrome.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Just looks like a whole lot of daylight savings is bringing in some.
Yeah, can't wait for
evening
daylight
races.
savings.
It's been great. Seeing that sun just last a little bit longer in the evening. Been great. Can't wait. What else happening? One last special congratulations.
I thought, because I forgot to put it on the list though, but obviously the Super Series is starting next weekend.
It is,
It's
it
not on
is.
Entry Boss, I don't think.
Well, no, you can't
either
enter
full-
on Entry
Exactly.
Boss.
Yeah, full series passes on
There we go. Yeah, my bad. But that's starting next weekend. Tailem Bend.
So it's at the Bend, and it's 2 rounds at Tailem Bend,
the
isn't
Sunday,
it?
yeah.
On the Sunday. So
Yeah.
there's a... What's the first one? Is it
Team time
Team
trial.
time trial? Is that just one lap of the Bend?
Yep.
Yep.
7 point something Ks.
Brutal.
You get like one chop each, and
Yeah.
then
Done.
Oh, is that your tactic, is it?
I'm going to hang on to my team.
And then you've got a
Road
Kermes.
race. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Road
it's
race,
somewhere
Kermes?
between. Well, I think
know.
we're doing about 70k ish.
10 laps, I think.
Yeah, cool.
But
Of the track as well.
Yeah,
for those that have never actually been to Tailem Bend, it's not in Tailem Bend, the racetrack. It's
further.
further
Just
out, so allow some time if you've got an early start.
It's past the OTR and then
Yeah.
past the next OTR and then the next OTR and you'll find it.
Yeah, turn left at Sip and Save.
with the trick sign, you're like, oh, it must be this turn, and it's not that one.
Psych!
Yeah. So, no, Super Series is starting next week. It's kind of snuck up on everyone, don't you reckon? Like, well, it has on me because I'm not riding
Because
the
I think
bike,
winter's
but-
taken so long to piss off.
Yeah, it has,
Like,
hasn't it?
everyone's like, when do I start training? Oh, this
Normally,
today.
winter crits leading up to it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Logan
yeah.
500 kind of stiffed us on that one.
Yeah, it did. Big time. Big time. And I will be in Adelaide for the Super Series that week, but I think I'm away the next one. But anyway, we'll sort that out later.
You just got to come to the East End crit. It's the best
That's
vibe.
such
That's
a
the best
good
vibe in
previous,
Adelaide.
yeah.
So, yeah, excellent.
And I just wanted to give a special congrats to Himalayan Mountain, who took a win out of the Forest and Road race today.
Who?
He doesn't like the name either. That's why I wanted to mention that.
Well done to Himalayan Mountain.
Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and all the creatures in between, if you've enjoyed yourself, why don't you give us a follow through your favourite podcast app or access all our episodes through YouTube as well. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon, ding, and don't forget to tell all your friends and share it around.
The RADelaide Summit podcasts are all over socials where they give you updates, info, and let you know when new episodes are out along with other podcasts, news, and information. It would be awesome if you could support the podcast, so head to their Buy Me a Coffee page, and if you donate, that will give you a shout out on the next podcast.
Sure will.
So I'm guessing you didn't get any coffees this week, so there wasn't any shout
No
out.
coffees, no shout outs.
Tough week in the RADelaide podcast.
But we drink beer if we don't get coffee. So.
Yeah. That's on Luca. So anyway, we'd love your feedback. We'd love to have a chat with you and know your thoughts. So hit us up. Let's have a chat through our Facebook, Instagram, or just shoot us an old tool email through RADeladeSummit@gmail.com. And with that,
Say something funny.
I did have something lined up here, but we've used the new run sheet.
What have you done, Alex?
I said the magpies are back.
Oh,
so get your cable ties out.
No!
And we'll see you out in the summit
If
this
I
week.
see you on the summit with magpies, cable ties, I'm out. See you guys.
Bye.